All power belongs to the people. The sovereign power belongs to the people, states the Kenya Constitution in the preamble. This is very, very interesting. When the framers of the Constitution gave all the powers to the people, they knew what they were doing. They knew that the president can abuse the power. They knew that the National Assembly can abuse its power. They knew the Supreme Court judges, like it happened in Kenya, can abuse the powers. The institutions trusted with these powers have abused the powers. Today, people's power will be realized. Today, Raila Amolo Odinga is leading his troop to give people back their powers. This will be very, very, very interesting. All eyes of the world, all the media houses are focusing on Azimio, are focusing on Raila Amolo Odinga. Majority of Azimio supporters in blue are waiting for this day. Raila Amolo Odinga is going to give the election. But all said and done, we can also state that William Samoei Ruto's attempt, through, I understand, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's cousin, to reach out to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for a mediation flopped. Uhuru flatly rejected the offer. And I believe that the government has panicked. Yesterday, we saw the government trying to maybe bring out and close major roads, including Kenyatta Avenue, including State House Road, Dennis Pritt roads, and even protecting state roads, especially the one in Kisumu and the one I think in Sagana and in various places, including the little house on the hill that is State House, Nairobi. And I believe that the struggle has just started. It's a day of the big clash. I don't know whether the country will clash. I don't know whether the government will clash. But I can tell you, this is a day that Azimio promised Kenyans that they will take back their power. And I can see a government under siege. You know, the last 2 weeks or so, we have always seen people like Matiang'i under siege. Now, it is the government that is under siege by its own people, by the way. And many people do not realize that people are so powerful that they can even send away the president. They can even send away parliament. They can even send away the Supreme Court. People's power cannot be stopped. And I understand that one of the shocking moves by Raila Amolo Odinga is to request the removal of William Samoei Ruto's portraits in all offices, all major offices. This one, in my view, is figurative. This, in my view, is a strong statement by just removing the portrait of the head of state, removing the portraits of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. That one, if you ask the people who study history, they will tell you that symbolically, this one means the end of the reign. That is what it means. The other thing I understand is that Azimio will occupy government offices. We will force people to occupy government offices. When you talk about government offices, we are talking about treasury. We are talking about the headquarters of transport, all the ministries, including State House. I believe that any leader who cares about the country, any president who has the welfare of the country would be worried if such a move happened. when I saw some guys buying torches, and I was lucky, torches like this, you see this torch, this very bright, very bright. When I saw guys buying torches yesterday, and by the way, it was in the mountain, something came to my mind that Azimio is very much prepared to take over government offices, and they are determined to stay there until things change. And what will happen if this is the case? It means the government services will come to a halt. And you see, now, when this happens, the government may clash, because you don't have the audacity now to tell people that there is a government when the people have occupied the government offices. Again, in parliament, I don't think there will be any business that is going to be transacted there. Because when you have Azimio, and you know Azimio guys, one of the things that we can say about them, they are very strategic. Azimio guys, they're also very brilliant guys. When you see these guys in parliament, in the Senate, I believe the speakers of the two houses must be prepared. Lazima wajipage ama watapagwa na hao jamaa. I believe parliament will be one of the places that will be occupied, that will be under siege by the members of Azimio and anybody who does not support Kenya Kwanza. When I see people like Bab Oino and Ladema Olekina complaining and saying that because there were rumors that these guys could be arrested, although the information was not clearly verified. But when I was reading Bab Oino's Twitter handle, he was saying that he knows that they were looking for him and Ladem Olekina. It's because these two guys can bite the bullet. These two guys are dangerous. These two guys can lead people to demonstrate all the way to State House. These guys are youthful. These guys are very courageous. They don't fear anything. These people, I'm sure, when they are there, I think even Raila Amolo Odinga doesn't need to do much. And this is the future of Azimio. The two guys are the faces of Azimio, and ODM in particular. So when you look at the government, and you know, when this is happening, I was reading, this is standard, today's standard of the nation, that Gachagwa's wife, when all this is happening, Gachagwa's wife, by watu wanamuita, Rigatheres, something like that. That's what the people are calling her. Her office will receive almost 1.6 billion for operations. Imagine, 1.6 billion. Somebody whose office is not even in the constitution. A government that promised the hustlers that it was going to cater for them. And the government, the president, the deputy president, who promised the people that they were going to watauda serikali na mama boga na mtu wa mkokoteni na mtu wa kusukuma wheelbarrow, kigari, kitroli. Sasa angalia, this is the government. This is an insult. Because if you ask me, I took it like the government is insulting the people. Because Azimio told them, they must come up with a way of how they are going to bring the cost of living down. The economy is hurting. People are crying. And even the police, you know, William Samoei Ruto and Gachagua had even promised the police service that the first people to benefit with increment of salaries are the police, will be the police. And now, 7 months down the line, the police have not gotten any salary increase. So when you lie to the police, who you are now expecting to control the crowd, and you lie to the police, and this is your last line of defense, I believe that the police will not be motivated. They'll be very much demotivated. And when you don't tell people the truth, I believe you make people suffer and lose all the trust they have for you. When you look at the determination, when you look at this nation, you see that people are very much determined. I have always opined in this channel, and I know that it is true. I'm correct, I'm right. Majority of Kenyans are Azimio supporters. Majority of Kenyans are not Kenya Kwanza. I believe the blue state is larger than the yellow nation, because the Kalenjin and the Kikuyus constitute Kenya Kwanza. The rest of the tribes constitute Azimio. So how can you tell me that the minority can lead the majority? Because all said and done, the Athenians, because they're the one who came up with the democracy. When they came with this idea of democracy, the idea was to have the majority ruling while respecting the wishes and the stand of the minority. But now, when you look at the Kenyan situation, it is the reverse. And that is why you are seeing, that's why you can see so many problems in this country. And again, it is also important to know that Kenyans are wise. Kenyans are not foolish. We are not in the era of Egyptopithecus. Egyptopithecus, for those of you who cares, is the first man to appear on earth. That is about that 3 million years ago. This man weighed about 2 kg. This man lived in the forest. This man, very interesting, had a flat forehead. This man was walking on 4 limbs. This man was not using tools. This man lived in Egypt. So we are not in this era. We are not in the era of Egyptopithecus, that 3 million years ago. We are in the era of Homo sapien. Very intelligent man, very organized man, very focused man, very calculating. That is the kind of people we have today. So when you lie to the people, when you tell them that 1 plus 1 is equal to 11 and not 2, basi kuna upungufu mahali fulani. It is important that William Samoei Ruto knows that what is at stake is the nation. What is at stake is the lives of about 43 million Kenyans. What is at stake is not the presidency. And what Azimio is doing is not fighting for Raila Amolo Odinga. It is not fighting for Mother Karua. It is not fighting for Babu Owino. It is the people who are saying that the elections were rigged. It is the people who are saying that the servers should be opened. And how much would it cost the government to tell IBC to open the servers? When you cite Smartmatic, legal rights, what. And the Supreme Court surely directed the servers to be opened. Who is this? Who is more powerful than the people of Kenya, that the servers cannot be opened? And if William Samoei Ruto won the elections, why wouldn't he let the servers be opened? And you see, the other day when he was talking about opening the servers, he was taking this issue very casually, which in my view is wrong. And I believe he should have asked the IBC to open the servers. Kama nasema ng'ombe wangu ako kwako, bona usinifungulie zizi nione hayumo, bona. Lakini twasema Waswahili wasema mwenye mavi hujishuku. Bona tujishuku if Raila Amolo Odinga and Azimio, and for sure it is not even Raila Amolo Odinga, I'll say it is the people who are demanding that the servers be opened. It is the people who voted. And I'm sure even UDA and Kenya Kwanza in general would like to see the servers opened. And if you are a supporter of Kenya Kwanza and you're in this channel, let me know what you think about opening the servers. And you know, a majority of Kenya Kwanza would say, like William Samuel Ruto was saying, that the servers were opened. For sure, the servers were not opened and have never been opened to the public. Even the results have never been published as is required by law. I think by the law states very clearly, I don't know whether it's 3 months after the elections, that the servers, the election results must be published. The results have never been published. Again, what would it cost if William Samuel Ruto just to come up with a clear roadmap and tell the Kenyans how he's going to lower the cost of living? Because this is what the people are asking. This is what Raila Amolo Odinga is saying on behalf of over 8 million people who voted for him. I think if I were William Samuel Ruto, I would come up with a clear strategy of telling people how the cost of living will be addressed. Again, how much would it cost the government to involve Azimio in constituting IEBC? Why would he go ahead and he know that IBC, if it is not properly constituted, there will be no elections in 2027? Why would William Samuel Ruto continue with reconstituting IEBC without involving the people's president? Why? Because yesterday I received a funny call. You know, these people from diaspora, we love you very much because of the way you contribute in this channel, and because of the way you comment, and sometimes you inbox me. Somebody made a fun and told me that Kenya is the only country with 3 presidents: the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the current president William Samuel Ruto, and the people's president, that is Raila Amolo Odinga. So he was asking me, who is the real president? And according to him, the people's president is the president, is the bona fide president. That was interesting. So today, I believe and I know many people are in panic mode. Many people are worried because, especially those people who stay in major towns, because Azimio has planned mass action countrywide. It is not only in Nairobi, it is countrywide. And when this happens, things may become very tough for William Samuel Ruto. Things may become very tough for this government. Things may become very tough for the matatu industry, for the businessmen, for everyone, even for schools, because there is a major clash. All said and done, I believe we have a country. All said and done, I believe the buck stops with William Samuel Ruto. He has the options. And I would say, if I were William Samuel Ruto, it would cost me my seat. It would cost me nothing to resign. I believe time has come for William Samuel Ruto to say that enough is enough. Instead of calling a bluff of what Raila is saying, sometimes I have always said the national interest should prevail the personal interest. I believe that he has the option. There's no need of this confrontation when there's a soft option, the option of just resigning. It has happened in major democracies. I believe that in a span of, I think, less than 3 years, Britain is having, this is the 3rd or the 4th Prime Minister. For those of you, like Sam and Jane and others who are in the UK, maybe you can tell us whether this is the 4th or 3rd Prime Minister in Britain in a span of less than, I believe, 3 years. So there's nothing wrong. We can have the shortest president who only ruled for 7 months. And you go down in history as somebody who loved his country so dearly and he was able to save this country when there was a major clash. I believe he has the option. And it should happen sooner than later. And I would ask that if you have something to say, just say what you think should be done in this channel. And let me also remember to thank the people who have always supported this channel, wherever you are. And let me also thank members who always watch this video to the end, the people who comments, the people who like this video. And by the way, take that second and just give this video a thumbs up. And let's wait and see how the events are going to unfold. And we have a peaceful day, and God bless Kenya. Long live Kenya. Bye-bye.